What's up, guys? This is Future Automation, and you're listening to Tejas. Basically, Future Automation is a place where imagination meets reality. So, let's get to the intro. Okay, guys, in previous video, we have seen that how we can use Python and Selenium to automate GitHub's login part. Now today we are going to see how we can use Python and Selenium to move to the next part, that is creating a new repository. Now I'm going to exclude the part where we are going to upload files into the repository, the pull request, the fork and other things that we are going to cover in the next video. I thought I could cover it in the same video, but it will make the video too long and there are some parts that I have to work on still to make that video work. So without further ado, let's get started, and don't forget to take a cup of coffee. Okay, so I have just those who are new to this video, I suggest that you should go and watch the previous video, that is GitHub automation part 1. The links in the description also, and somewhere in this corner you can find the link, the card. Yeah. So I have divided the code into two parts so that those who have already watched the previous video can easily understand. So the upper part is the part where we have already completed the task of logging in into the GitHub repo, that is the GitHub account. Now I'm not going to explain everything again, just a recap to those like who want to continue or who don't remember the stuff that we have learned in the previous video. We got an instance of the Chrome driver. We have added some of the arguments so that we can start the Chrome in maximize mode. We have opened the GitHub account, then we have created an instance of the sign in element in the GitHub page. We have just checked for whether the page has properly loaded using if else conditions. Then we have also created the login instance and the password instance, and we have used it to send the keys of the that is user ID and password in that particular text box. And then we have just clicked on the sign in button so that we could go to the account. Now this was a very fast recap. I just don't want to make the video too long so that people will get bored by watching it. So I'll just show you how the things will work out, and then we'll go for the explanation of the code that we are going to do today. So let's make the things work out. I hope it will work. Yeah, it will work. It shouldn't ask me for the verification again. Well, basically, it has asked me for a verification now for the fourth time when I was recording the video. So this is my fifth, sixth take somewhere. Yeah, for the verification part. That is another when the code was, in the developing phase, where I had got a lot of errors or something. Yeah, let's hope that it will work a bit faster. Now the code is basically the things are running on my mobile hotspot, so it might take some time, but yeah, it has gone to sign in page. It will take some time, it will sleep for some time, and then it will why is it asking for the verification code always? 9962959. Okay, but the code has again stopped working.
This usually works. All performance issues,
I think I should just run this part. Let's see. Yeah, it is working out. But sometimes things just work out. Well, in those who are not knowing how to use Spider ID, basically you can run it the full code also, and you can just select the cells and you can just right click and run the cell part. So we have anyhow created the GitHub repository using Selenium. Now the part where the verification code comes up, well, I'm thinking to solve that problem too, so that we can give a validation statement if we are getting a page where we are having somewhere verification asking part. We will just get the code from the Gmail, and then we'll put it here, and then we'll go for the next page. But for that, it might take a, a scratching of head and everything. But let's see, I'll explain you the code now. Sorry for the verification part. This was my fifth time, so I was not going to just cut again and make another video. You will probably get it as we'll go further. So now the code part. Now what basically we have done is, if we will go to the first page where we logged in, the time when you log in, you will come something where somewhere around in this page. So what we have to do is, we have to just try to get the attributes of these elements. The first element will be the new one. So in the new element, we can see that the link text that is given on this new button is new. So what I have done is, I have just created an instance of new repository, and I have used the find element by link text and passed the new as an argument, and it has created. Then we use the click function and give it time sleep of 2, so that it could just click it and wait until the page gets loaded. Now when we click the page, we will find something like this on the next page. Now the process is basically same. We have to find out the attributes of each and every element. Now it depends totally upon which attribute we are going to use. Sometimes you don't get a particular attribute, or we don't get access to one or the either attribute. So it is a part of trial and error. We have to keep trying. We can also go with the XPath too, but it totally depends on you how we are going to use it. So basically, next we come to the repository name part, where we have just created a repository name here, and then we have used the ID of this element, and here it is, the ID is repository name. So we have used it here, and we have just use the send keys function to send the text that we now we can send it anything. Like, you can create a code where we have, the code will first ask you what you want to put the name of the repository, and what all description you want to put, and do you want to initialize with the read initialize with the readme document or not. It totally depends upon how you have the approach to the code. I'm just giving a basic logic of how things will work out. You can just go to my GitHub repository once I upload the code, and you can just uh, get it and just change as per your will and wish. So next we can go is to the description part. Again, we go to the inspect, and we just use the ID of the element, that is repository description. Now when it comes to the checkbox, people might think it as a little bit different, but it is not other than, like, search box or the button or anything. It has an ID, it has a type, it has a name, it has a class. So we can just use the ID and just use the click function here too, because we are not putting, like, we are not sending any data towards the checkbox. We are just clicking it, so that we are just mimicking that action of click using Selenium, so that we can check it. Next is the button, that is create repository. Once we do the stuff, and then yeah, so once the things work out, just again we go to button, and we just use the now here the tricky thing is that the button is not having any ID. So what we do, we can either go with the tag, but while working with the find element by the tag name, I got a lot of errors, like cannot access the element and all. I tried to search it on the uh, s- s- what is I forget the name of the page. Stack Overflow, yeah, Stack Overflow. How can I forget the name of Stack Overflow? It has been the godfather to the developers. So so I what I did was, I just used one of the class name that is first in line, I guess. Yeah, first button dot first in line. So what we have to do is find element by CSS selector, and CSS selector works pretty button dot class name, element dot class name. Yeah, So we have used the same way, and we have passed it as an argument. Then we have just used it, the click function, to work it. Now this is pretty it for the part of code, and we have already created the repository here. So the main, use now, a lot of things can be done in the back end if we use other libraries too. When we go to the web scraping part, like when we'll complete the Selenium, some of the projects with Selenium, we can also use Beautiful Soup. There are other libraries too which can be used for web scraping. I am more of a you know uh, focused on automating the web experience with physical interaction with the browser, like, not like we have to type something, but we must be able to see what's going on. Like sometimes, we have to uh, suppose we have to find top 10 cars in Google, but we don't have to just go and type and search everything, but we still have to find the top ranking page on the Google. Then at such time we can use Selenium. So that is one of the part where we can use Selenium. Also, to test your own website automatically instead of manually going, we can use Selenium. That is everyone knows that. So what I'll do is, now I'll just upload the code on the GitHub, and then you just can take it, clone it, and do as per you want. As per your wish, you can just change it. You can add some more functionalities, some more, good experience, and then you can just work with it. So if you like the video, comment it, share it, and do subscribe my channel for further videos too. And all people who have good suggestions, comments, any requests, any other videos that you think I can make, you want me to make, you can just put them in the comment box. And also check out the links in the description about my GitHub, the previous videos, and all the thing. Just okay, guys, that's all. Keep innovating. See you soon.